Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be ranking all of the 26 killers' weapons in Dead by Daylight. Now, let's get into it. Sorry for putting this one here, but it's got to be Michael Myers. His weapon is, well, it's a kitchen knife. And it's kind of weird having the embodiment of evil carry a simple kitchen utensil. I mean, think about it. Go in your kitchen. These things are everywhere. They're everywhere. Anyway, following that up with the Legion's hunting knife. The hunting knife is yet again suffers from the simplicity of it. It's a hunting knife. Yet again, like Myers, these things are almost everywhere. Maybe not as common, but you can almost find them anywhere you go. On to 24, the Huntress's Broadaxe. The Broadaxe, yet again, you'll notice a reoccurring theme with these first ones is that they're just so simple. The Huntress's axe is yet again a very simple thing. Yeah, I mean, you can find these things literally, yet again, everywhere. Like, you use them to chop wood, you can find them at campsites, lodges, maybe even at your house if you need to do some work or something. You basically can find them anywhere almost. On to 23, Ghost-Faced Tactical Knife. I put him a little higher than all the other knives because his knife is tactical, so it's a bit cooler and has a cooler design. And it fits his character being all sneaky and stuff like that and almost tactical-like. So he is coming in number 23. On number 22, we have the Sledgehammer from Bubba. The Sledgehammer, yet again, is just a sledgehammer. You can find these things almost, and I'm not gonna say this again, I hope, but you can find them literally everywhere. Literally everywhere you go. Anyway, after that, we have the Hillbilly. The Hillbilly has a cattle hammer. The cattle hammer is pretty cool, but it's basically pretty simple. It is a hammer used to put down cattle. So it is higher than all the other ones because it corresponds to how Billy killed all of the animals on the farm with that hammer and the chainsaw. But other than that, it's really just, I mean, it's cattle hammer, and I'm not really sure what you want me to say. Coming in number 20, we have the Nurse. So yeah, the Nurse. The Nurse has a pretty weird weapon. It's a bone saw. So I wasn't really sure where to put this because it looks really cool, but it's also just a saw. So I decided to put it at number 20. There's not really much more for me to say, I feel. Anyway, number 19, we have Hag's deformed hand, or its claws. In the lore, it's known as an overgrown deformity that pushes through flesh and bone, which is very just horrendous to think about. Yeah, and it's also getting some extra points from the amount of detail, like the corrupted skin and the pulled back flesh, exposing the nerves and stuff. It's pretty gnarly. On to number 18, we have the Demogorgon's barbarous claws. Demogorgon's barbarous claws are pretty much like the Hag's, except pinkish reddish color, or maybe even a little bit of brown in there as well. It's basically just the Hag's, but a little bit bigger and not as deformed. So, yeah, it's coming right above Hag's. Now we have the Plague's Censer. The Plague's Censer, it's a sensor. It's really not meant to be a weapon, but if you put it into one, it's pretty unique from all the other ones. I mean, it's a sensor, and it's a lot different than all the other blunt slashing weapons as well. So, I'll put this in number 17. Number 16, we have Pyramid Head's Great Knife. Knife. His great knife, it gets higher points than all the other knives because it's very big. It's a very big knife, and it almost looks like a type of saw in a way. So, yeah, we're going to be putting this up higher on the list. At number 15, we have Trapper. The Trapper also gets extra points because he, oh, sorry, I never actually got to introduce the weapon. It's the Trapper's Cleaver. His Cleaver is getting some extra points because it's cool how he hammered it together using the metals from the mines, as it describes in his lore. And, so yeah, it's getting definitely some extra points for that creativity. Okay, now, on to number 13. The Oni's Katana. This is a bit high for a katana, which is really cool. But, yet again, it's just a katana. There's nothing really special about it other than you don't see those things very often. I mean, come on. When's the last time you can say you've seen a katana? But, yeah, I'd have to say it's a pretty cool weapon. But I have to put it in near the middle here because it's not really special. Like the Spirit's Shattered Katana or like that. On to number 12, we have the Clown's Butterfly Knife. It gets ahead of all of the other knives because it is very cool and it has a really cool texture and design to it. And it also has a name, Madame Butterfly, probably the name of one of his victims, and he named his knife after it. So that's pretty gross as well. And let's just get into number 11, which is the Doctor's Stick. The Stick of Torture, to be exact. This is a pretty cool weapon. As you can see, the electricity coursing through it and the nails or large spikes popping out of the weapon. So, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool weapon to look at, to be honest. And I feel as if people don't think of it that much, but I'd have to say it's pretty cool. It's pretty sharp and it's also blunt. Number 10. My bad. Anyway, on to number 10, we have the Pig. The Pig has the knives that go above every single knife. There's no knife above this. It's above all of the knives. It's a hidden blade, which can be found in a lot of other movies and even video games, but it's a really cool concept having a hidden blade hidden under her leather coat. So, yeah, I'm going to put this in number 10 to start the 10s off. What, the 10s, bro? Okay, now we have number 9, which is the Blight's... What would you even call it? A hammer? A sword? A pickaxe? I'm just going to go with a pickaxe because it kind of looks like that. The Blight's pickaxe. So, the Blight's pickaxe, it doesn't look very, particularly sturdy. It kind of looks dull almost used, but it almost looks amber. It kind of looks like the color of the Blights, like the Blight serum, or the actual Blight, when it's leaking out of one of the Dead by Daylight killers. And I kind of like that cool detail, whether it's intentional or not, I like it. On to number 8, which is the Twins Sickle. I honestly like the Twin Sickle. I feel as if it doesn't get enough credit that it deserves. It has a lot of detail, such as the nails sticking out of the inside of it, and it feels a lot heavier when you're playing as Charlotte and you can see it bobbing up and down, and like it looks hard for her to actually carry it. So yeah, I'd have to say that this is actually I'd have to say that it's a pretty good weapon, and it doesn't get the fame it deserves. On to number 7, we have the Wraith's spine weapon. I don't know what you call it. Um. Anyway, we have the Wraith weapon, and the reason I put this so high is because of the creativity of it. You know how he killed his boss by ripping out his spine, and now he's using it as his weapon. So yeah, I'd have to put it really high up here. Not really much to say. That's only why I put it up here. Anyway, on to number 6, which is Freddy Krueger's knived glove. This is a really cool weapon in my opinion. It is yeah, it's just really cool concept. I'd have to say it's a really cool concept. That's just all I'm gonna say. It's a really cool thing. Yeah, it's just really cool. On to number 5, which is the Death Slinger. The Death Slinger's weapon is his spear gun or the Redeemer, and it's really cool because it's the only gun in the game. So yeah, I'd have to rank it pretty high in number 5, in our number 5 spot. Now, on to number 4, guys, on to number 4, which is the Trickster's, I can't talk, the Trickster's Neon Bat. It's really cool because it has a giant razor blade on the side, which adds to creativity, which is mainly why I put it so high. It's blunt, but also sharp, and it gives equal doses of both of those things. So it's coming in at number 4. Coming in on our number 3 spot is Pinhead's Hook and Chains, which is it's a weird weapon because it's not really like a weapon. It's like ranged, but whatever. Bro, I'm recording a video. Number 3, Pinhead's Hook and Chains. These are cool because they're a ranged weapon, but they're also a close quarters weapon, kind of like Death Slingers, in a way. And I put these up so high because their uniqueness and they're just really cool to look at. So yeah, they're coming in number 3. Okay, on to number 2. We are going for the Spirit Shattered Katana. This is really high because of the uniqueness of it and the way that it's inside of her skin, which is really cool. So, honestly, yeah, I'd have to put this up pretty high. Okay, on to number 1, which is the Artist. The Artist has an inky hand, which can form into many different weapons. And I think it's so cool because it's so cool to look at. I mean, it's like a hand, but then it's like all inky and it can turn into like solid objects and weapons. So, I'd have to put this one in number 1. The Artist wins the tournament of the weapon rank. Okay, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and see ya. Yeah, just see ya. The Artist is awesome.